الله النور بسم الله النور بسم الله النور بسم الله النور بسم الله نور النور بسم الله النور.
Welcome, everyone. Today we're diving deep into the idea of signs. You know, those Ayat in Surah Al-Jathiyah.
Those hints, yeah, those pointers Allah gives us.
To think about His majesty.
About His creation.
And you've brought some interesting commentary and traditions.
Traditions, yeah.
Specifically about how these signs
connect
to the Al-Bayt alayhim salam.
Absolutely.
This is something I'm really excited to understand a bit more.
Yeah, it's full of invitations, you know?
Yeah.
To see the divine and everything around us.
Yeah.
And the connection to the Al-Bayt alayhim salam, it adds like a whole other dimension.
Okay, so Surah Al-Jathiyah, it's like our treasure map.
Mm-hmm.
And we're looking for the X that marks the spot.
That's right.
Where these signs, these ayat and the Al-Bayt alayhim salam, they intersect.
Yeah.
Let's get started. So verse 3, it chimps right in.
Okay.
It says, "Surely in the skies and the earth there are signs for the mu'mineen."
Mm.
It's so simple, but it feels so universal, you know?
Absolutely.
What's the significance of this verse in this context?
I think it's setting the stage. It's reminding us that these signs, these ayat, they're everywhere.
Yeah.
Both in the vastness of the cosmos.
Right.
And in like the smallest details of creation.
Right.
And this idea is further emphasized in verse 4.
Okay.
Which points to the signs within ourselves, like in the diversity of human beings.
Right.
And animal life.
It's like Allah is saying, look around, open your eyes.
Open your eyes.
The evidence of my existence and power is all around you.
Mm-hmm.
And it reminds me of a story I read in the Tafsir of verse 4 about Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam.
Okay.
Someone asked him about the difference between faith and certainty.
Mm-hmm.
And he used this really clever analogy of 4 fingers to explain it.
Mm.
Have you heard this?
Oh, yes. It's a classic example of how the Ahlul-Bayt alayhim salam could take complex spiritual concepts and make them instantly relatable.
Exactly. So the question was, how much is between faith and certainty?
Okay.
And Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam, he just replied, 4 fingers.
Just like that.
Yeah, just like that.
Now.
Of course the person was confused.
Understandably.
So the Imam explained.
Okay.
He said, faith is what you hear,
mm-hmm.
and certainty is what you see.
Okay.
And the distance between your ears and your eyes is 4 fingers.
Oh, wow.
It's so simple.
It's so simple.
But it's so deep.
It is.
It's such a simple way to show that faith is the foundation.
Right.
But true certainty, it comes from directly experiencing Allah's signs.
Absolutely. And it's, it encourages us to move beyond simply hearing about Allah's signs to actively seeking them out.
Yes.
And reflecting upon them.
Right.
It's through that process of reflection and observation that we gain deeper understanding and certainty.
So we're actively participating in strengthening our faith.
Yes.
By observing those signs all around us.
That's beautiful.
Now, here's where things get even more interesting.
Okay.
In the commentary on Surah Al-Jathiyah, we find some pretty bold statements from the Imams alayhim salam.
Yeah.
Under verses 3 and 35, for instance.
Okay.
There are statements like, there is no sign of Allah greater than I.
Wow.
That's a powerful claim.
It is.
Could you unpack this idea for us?
Sure.
What makes the Ahlul-Bayt alayhim salam the most significant of Allah's signs?
To understand this, we have to kind of delve into who the Ahlul-Bayt alayhim salam truly are.
Okay.
They are the purified progeny of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, chosen by Allah to guide humanity.
Okay.
They inherit the Prophet's spiritual legacy.
Yeah.
And embody the essence of his teachings. Their lives, their words, their very beings become a reflection of the divine.
Okay, so it's not just about their lineage.
Right.
But their inherent connection to the divine message and their role as guides.
Absolutely.
It sounds like we're moving from, the general concept of signs in creation to something much more
specific.
Specific, yeah.
Personal,
exactly.
Yeah.
So they're like a direct link to understanding Allah's message.
Precisely. Their existence and actions become a testament to Allah's power and mercy. They are a tangible sign for us to witness and learn from.
Wow, this is starting to make a lot of sense.
Great.
So we've established this connection between the Al-Bayt alayhum salam and the concept of signs. Now let's dive into some specific verses.
Okay.
In Surah Al-Jathiyah, verses 16 to 19, talk about the children of Israel and Allah's favors upon them.
Right.
What's the relevance of this passage in our context?
This is where things get fascinating.
Right.
The term children of Israel itself, it has like a dual meaning.
Okay.
And then an exoteric one.
Okay.
And a more subtle esoteric one.
Okay, got it.
The exoteric meaning refers to the descendants of Prophet Yaqub, Jacob, alayhi salam.
Okay.
But according to the Imams, alayhim salam, there's a deeper esoteric meaning.
Right.
That points towards the progeny of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam.
Okay.
Specifically the Al-Bayt alayhim salam.
Wait, so you're saying that when the Quran mentions the children of Israel, it can also be interpreted as referring to the Al-Bayt alayhim salam?
That's right.
That's really interesting. Why is that connection made? What's the significance of that?
It's a subtle connection, but it highlights, the continuity of divine guidance through chosen individuals throughout history by inheriting the spiritual mantle of previous prophets.
Right.
That Yuhul alayhim salam, they carry forward the message of truth and guide humanity towards Allah.
So are we saying that the Al-Bayt alayhum salam are not only connected to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam,
right,
but also to the legacy of all prophets who came before?
That's precisely the implication.
Wow.
Yeah, it positions the Al-Bayt alayhim salam as the culmination of prophetic guidance.
Okay.
The final link in this chain of divine messengers.
Wow, that's putting them in a whole new light.
Yeah.
They're not just individuals. They represent the culmination of centuries of divine guidance.
That's right.
This is making me think about how crucial it is to have the right tools and guidance to interpret the Quran.
Absolutely.
If we weren't having this conversation, I would have completely missed this deeper meaning.
You've hit a critical point.
Yeah.
The Quran is a multi-layered text.
Right.
And it requires, knowledge of context, history, and different schools of interpretation to unlock its depths.
Yeah.
And that's where the role of the Al-Bayt alayhim salam becomes absolutely essential.
Because they hold the keys
to
that deeper understanding, right?
Absolutely.
They're like the ultimate guides.
They are.
To navigating the Quran's complexity.
Yeah.
Now, moving to another set of verses.
Okay.
Verses 12 and 13. They talk about Allah subduing the sea for our benefit, and then everything in the heavens and the earth.
Right.
What I find fascinating is how this subjugation is connected to the Al-Bayt alayhim salam. Through a hadith, there's a story about Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam asking Imam al-Islam about the blessings bestowed upon him, including this subjugation of the universe.
Yeah.
Can you elaborate on this hadith and its implications?
You're referring to the hadith where Prophet Muhammad ﷺ engages in a conversation with Imam ﷺ about the blessings bestowed upon him by Allah.
Right.
One of these blessings is the subjugation of everything in the universe.
Right.
What's profound here is that this subjugation isn't just for our general benefit.
Okay.
The hadith suggests that this benefit is accessible through obedience to the Al-Bayt alayhim salam.
Hold on. So you're saying it's not just about Allah subduing creation for us. It's also about our connection to that subjugation being linked to our obedience to the Al-Bayt alayhim salam.
That's right, yeah.
That's a powerful statement.
It is.
It is.
This concept emphasizes the profound authority and spiritual station bestowed upon the Al-Bayt alayhim salam by Allah.
Right.
Their obedience becomes the key to unlocking the blessings of a universe that has been placed at our disposal by Allah.
This connection is incredible.
It is, yeah.
It's like saying that by aligning ourselves with the Al-Bayt alayhim salam, we align ourselves with the very forces that govern the universe.
That's right.
It adds a whole new dimension to the idea of obedience and its rewards.
Absolutely. It transforms our understanding of what it means to be in harmony with creation.
Okay.
Now, let's shift our focus to verse 14.
Okay.
This verse talks about seeking forgiveness.
Okay.
For those who don't hope for the days of Allah.
Right.
It piqued my curiosity. Yeah. What exactly are these days of Allah that people might not be hoping for? The term days of Allah. It has multiple interpretations in Islamic tradition. Okay. Some interpret it as the Day of Judgment, the ultimate reckoning. Right. Others see it as referring to the return of Imam Mahdi alayhi salam, which is, central to Shia Islam. Yeah. And signifies like the establishment of justice and truth on earth. Right. Right. And yet another interpretation is the concept of a rajat. Okay. Which refers to the return of souls to this world after death. A time when truth will prevail and wrongs will be righted.
Okay, so days of Allah encompasses major events. Yeah. That signify a divine shift, a change in the order of things, whether it's the final judgment or the establishment of ultimate justice.
Exactly. And what's beautiful about verse 14 is that it encourages believers to be merciful, to guide those who might be unaware of these significant events and to seek forgiveness for them.
That makes sense. Yeah. If someone is unaware of these pivotal days of Allah, they might not be living their lives in preparation for them.
Absolutely.
It's a reminder to be compassionate and guide others toward the truth.
Precisely. This theme of mercy runs throughout Surah Al-Jathiyah, even for those who are unaware or misguided. Yeah. There's this emphasis on seeking forgiveness, and gently guiding them towards the truth. Yeah. There's even commentary on this verse. Okay. That discourages cursing unjust leaders, emphasizing that Allah's judgment will ultimately prevail. Right. It's a reminder to have faith in divine timing and trust that Allah will ultimately bring justice.
It's a call to focus on our own actions.
Absolutely.
And leave judgment to Allah. Yeah. And that segues perfectly into verse 15, which talks about individual accountability. Right. One who acts righteously, so it is for himself, and one who does evil, so it would be against him, then you will be returning to your Lord. This verse really hits home, doesn't it?
It does, yeah.
It's like a personal wake-up call.
It's a powerful reminder that we are ultimately responsible for our own choices and actions. Right. We can't blame others for our shortcomings or expect to escape the consequences of our deeds.
It's a stark reminder.
It is.
That our choices matter. Yeah. And there will be a reckoning.
Absolutely.
We need to approach our actions with awareness and sincerity, understanding that they have both, worldly and eternal consequences.
That's right.
Now, shall we explore another fascinating aspect of this surah?
Definitely.
There's so much to uncover here.
There is.
And I'm eager to see where our deep dive takes us next.
Me too, yeah. There's a verse later on in Surah Al-Jathiyah, verse 23, and it paints like a striking picture of those who follow their desires as though they were like gods. Yeah. Their senses are sealed by Allah. Right. And there's this like feeling of blindness to the truth. It really makes you think.
It's like they've traded their spiritual compass for fleeting desires. Yeah. What's interesting is that the commentary connects this spiritual blindness to the rejection of the Al-Bayt alayhim salam. It's like they chose to prioritize their own whims over divine guidance. Right. What are your thoughts on this interpretation?
You've hit the nail on the head. The commentary suggests that this verse is a critique of those who strayed from the true path after Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and deviated from the rightful leadership of Imam alayhi salam. Okay. They essentially chose worldly ambition over over the divine message.
Yeah.
And in doing so, they sealed their own hearts and minds.
That's a profound consequence, isn't it?
It is.
It's not just about missing out on guidance in this life.
Right.
It's about being cut off from Allah's mercy in the hereafter.
Precisely. This verse, it serves as a warning about the dangers of allowing our desires to dictate our choices and actions.
Right.
It reminds us to prioritize divine guidance over worldly temptations.
It's like a reminder to constantly check our internal compass and ensure it's aligned with the guidance of the Al-Bayt alayhim salam.
Absolutely.
This conversation has been so illuminating.
Good.
Earlier you mentioned how the term children of Israel can have like a dual meaning.
Right.
And it made me wonder if there are other instances in the Quran where this term might be referring to the Al-Bayt alayhim salam.
That's a fantastic question. It encourages us to look, beyond the surface and delve into the deeper layers of meaning within the Quran.
Right.
One verse that comes to mind is from Surah Al-Kahf.
Okay.
Verse 10 says, "Say, what do you think? If it should be from Allah and you disbelieve in it, and a witness from among the children of Israel has testified to something similar and believed, well, you are arrogant. Indeed, Allah does not guide the wrongdoing people."
Okay, I see where you're going with this.
Yeah.
What's the connection to the Al-Bayt alayhim salam?
Some scholars interpret this verse
Yeah.
as referring to Imam Ali alayhi salam
Okay.
as the witness from among the children of Israel who testified to the truth of the Quran and believed, while others remained arrogant and disbelieving. It challenges those who rejected Imam alayhi salam leadership and chose to follow their own desires over the divinely appointed guide.
Wow, that's a powerful interpretation.
It is.
It reframes the verse as a direct challenge to those who prioritize their ego over divine guidance.
Absolutely.
So by understanding this deeper meaning of children of Israel, we gain a new perspective on the challenges faced by Imam alayhi salam and the importance of recognizing true leadership.
Exactly. It reinforces the idea that the Al-Bayt alayhim salam are not just historical figures, but timeless guides whose struggles and teachings hold relevance for us today. Their example teaches us to prioritize faith and divine guidance over worldly temptations and arrogance.
Speaking of challenges, verse 24, it paints a rather bleak picture.
Okay.
It says, "It is not except our life of the world. We are dying and we live, and nothing destroys us except the time." It's as if they're completely denying the existence of the afterlife.
This verse encapsulates the mindset of those fixated solely on their worldly existence. They live as if this life is all there is. Rejecting, the concept of accountability before Allah and the reality of life after death. They're consumed by the material world, blinded to the eternal realm.
It's a short-sighted view. Driven by a fear of facing the consequences of their actions. What's striking is that the verse ends by stating, and there is no knowledge for them with that. Surely they're only guessing. It's like their denial is based on ignorance and speculation, not on any real understanding.
You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
Their denial stems from a lack of true knowledge. It highlights the importance of seeking understanding beyond our limited human perception. True knowledge requires a connection to the divine source, a willingness to surrender to something greater than ourselves.
And that brings us back to the essential role of the Al-Bayt alayhim salam.
They are the ones. They guide us towards that deeper understanding, bridging the gap between our limited human perspective and the infinite wisdom of Allah.
This deep dive is truly enriching.
It is.
It's like each verse we unpack reveals a new layer of meaning, a new insight into the human condition, and our relationship with Allah.
I agree. Surah Al-Jathiyah, it's a treasure trove of wisdom waiting to be discovered.
Okay.
It invites us
Yeah.
to contemplate the signs of Allah and to reflect on the choices that shape our eternal destiny.
Okay, I'm eager to continue our exploration.
Okay, let's do it.
Verses 25 to 29, they seem to describe the disbelievers' arguments and their ultimate downfall.
Yeah.
Can you shed light on the key message here?
This passage reveals the disbelievers' struggle to rationalize their rejection of the truth when confronted with clear evidence and divine revelation. They resort to weak arguments and demands for proof that aligns with their limited understanding. They try to shift the burden of proof onto the believers.
It's a classic case of denial, isn't it?
It is.
They're creating impossible standards of proof.
Yeah.
To avoid confronting the truth.
Right.
That challenges their worldview.
Their primary argument is to demand the return of their ancestors as proof. Okay. Saying, come with our deceased forefathers if you were truthful. Right. But the Quran counters this by reminding them that Allah is the one who gives life and takes it away. And ultimately everyone will be gathered for judgment. Okay. Verse 26 states, say, Allah gives you life, then he makes you die. Then will he gather you on the day of judgment, there being no doubt in it, but most of the people do not know.
That's a powerful reminder that we can't escape accountability.
We can't.
No matter how hard we try to deny it.
No matter how hard. The passage then vividly describes the day of judgment, where every community will be held accountable for their actions.
Their actions, Verse 28 says, and you shall see every community kneeling down. Every community will be called to its book. Today you will be recompensed for what you had been doing. It's a sobering image.
It is.
That emphasizes the weight of our actions.
Absolutely.
And the importance of living a life aligned with Allah's guidance.
Precisely. And then we come to verse 29, which states, this is our book, speaking to you with the truth. Surely we would be replicating whatever you would have done. This verse reminds us that our actions are being recorded and will be reflected back to us on the day of judgment. Right. It highlights the Quran as a living testament to Allah's truth.
That's a powerful image.
It is.
It's like the Quran is a mirror reflecting our choices.
Reflecting our choices.
And actions back to us.
Back to us, that's right.
It reminds us to approach our lives with awareness and intentionality, knowing that we will be held accountable. For our deeds.
Exactly. Every choice we make, every action we take, it's a brushstroke on the canvas of our eternal destiny.
That's a profound way to put it.
It is.
It makes you realize the weight of our choices.
Absolutely.
And the importance of aligning them with Allah's will.
After these intense verses about judgment and accountability. Right. Verse 30, it shines as a beacon of hope. Okay. It says, then as for those who believe and do the righteous deeds, their Lord would enter them into his mercy. That it is the clear success. This verse reminds us that Allah's mercy is vast and all-encompassing.
It's a comforting reminder.
It is.
That even amidst the challenges and temptations of this life, there's a path.
There is.
To true happiness and fulfillment.
Absolutely. And that path is open to all who choose to embrace faith and strive to live righteously.
This deep dive is such a gift.
It is.
Each verse we explore reveals a new facet of Allah's wisdom and guidance.
That's right.
It's like we're peeling back the layers of the Quran. And discovering these incredible truths that have the power to transform our lives.
I agree. And this is just a glimpse into the vast ocean of knowledge contained within the Quran. There's so much more to explore and contemplate.
Okay, let's continue our exploration.
Okay.
Verse 31 seems to address those who disbelieved.
Okay.
Describing them as arrogant. And criminal.
Oh, no. Right.
What's the significance of this strong language?
This verse is a direct address to those who rejected Allah's signs and chose to follow the path of disbelief.
Okay.
It calls out their arrogance and their refusal to acknowledge the truth.
Right.
Even when it was presented clearly.
Right.
It highlights the consequences of their actions,
Mm-hmm.
the spiritual and moral bankruptcy that results from rejecting Allah's guidance.
The use of the word criminal is striking.
It is.
It implies that their disbelief isn't just a personal matter.
Right.
It has broader, social and ethical implications.
Exactly. It suggests that their rejection of Allah's guidance leads to transgressions against the natural order, a violation of the principles of justice and righteousness.
So it's about more than just individual salvation.
It is, yeah.
It's about creating a just and harmonious society that reflects Allah's values.
Precisely. True faith is manifested not only in personal piety, but also in our efforts to create a just and compassionate world.
Okay, let's delve into verses 32 and 33.
Okay.
They describe the disbelievers' reactions when faced with the reality of the hour.
Of the hour, yeah.
The day of judgment.
Yes, these verses capture the denial and confusion of the disbelievers when the truth of the hour becomes undeniable.
Yeah.
They express skepticism, claiming ignorance and dismissing it as mere conjecture.
Okay.
Verse 32 says, "And when it was said, surely the promise of Allah is true, and the hour there is no doubt in it, you said, we do not know what the hour is. We think it is only a conjecture, and we are not convinced."
Their scramble for excuses and their attempt to cling to disbelief.
Yeah.
Even when faced with the truth.
When faced with the truth, yeah.
Is almost tragic.
It's a common human response to resist what challenges our comfort zones, even if that resistance leads us further from truth and understanding.
It highlights the power of denial.
It does.
And how it can blind us to even the most obvious truths.
You've got it. The passage continues by describing the consequences of their denial.
Okay.
How the weight of their wrongdoing becomes overwhelmingly clear.
Right.
Verse 33 states, "And the evil consequences of what they had done would appear to them and surround them, what they had been mocking with."
It's a moment of reckoning where they can no longer escape the reality of their actions.
It emphasizes that we can't simply laugh off the truth or dismiss it as irrelevant. Our actions have consequences.
Yeah.
And what we mock in this life might become our torment in the hereafter.
Earlier you mentioned a powerful hadith.
Yes.
From the commentary on verse 33. That vividly describes the moment of death.
It does.
Could you share that with us?
Certainly. This hadith is incredibly poignant. It portrays the soul's encounter with its worldly attachments at the time of death, painting a stark contrast between those who lived in alignment with Allah's guidance and those who chose a path of opposition.
Okay.
Imagine a person on their deathbed approaching that final transition. Suddenly, a representation of their wealth appears before them.
It's like a manifestation of their material possessions, reminding them of what they valued in this life.
Exactly. And in a moment of desperation, the person pleads with their wealth, saying, "By Allah, I was greedy upon you, tight-fisted, so what is for me with you?" It's
as if they're bargaining with their possessions.
Their possessions,
hoping for some kind of reprieve.
But their wealth offers no comfort.
Right.
Simply responding, "Take your shroud from me." It's a stark reminder that our material possessions won't accompany us to the graves.
And the person turns to their children, desperately seeking, solace and support.
Yeah.
What happens next?
They plead with their children, saying, "By Allah, I was loving you and I was a protector over you. So what is that which is for me? with you.
Okay.
But even their loved ones can offer no escape from the inevitable.
Right.
They respond,
Yeah.
"We shall accompany you to your pit and cast you in it."
That's a heartbreaking realization.
It is.
Even the bonds of love and family can't shield us.
They can't.
From the ultimate accountability before Allah.
Exactly. It underscores the solitary nature of our final journey and the importance of prioritizing our relationship with Allah above all else.
So stripped of their possessions.
Yeah.
And the comfort of loved ones, they finally confront the reality of their actions.
Of their actions, yeah.
What happens then?
They turn to their deeds, questioning them, saying, "I was abstaining from you, and you were heavy upon me, so what is that for me with you?"
It's a moment of truth where they face the consequences of their choices.
Their choices, yeah.
The weight of their actions.
And here, the hadith offers two contrasting scenarios for the friend of Allah, a being of radiant beauty.
Adorned with the most exquisite fragrance approaches. This being represents their good deeds, their spiritual companions who have accompanied them from this world to paradise.
It's a beautiful image.
It is.
The rewards that await those who lived righteously.
This radiant being offers them glad tidings, saying, "Receive glad tidings of the cool breezes and the aromas and the garden of bliss, and your future is the best of the futures." It's
a glimpse into the eternal bliss.
It is.
That awaits those who choose a path of righteousness.
That's right.
But what about the enemy of Allah? What awaits them?
For them, a being of unimaginable ugliness, clad in the most repulsive attire, and emanating the most foul stench appears. This being represents their evil deeds, the companions
who have accompanied them from the world to their punishment.
It's a chilling reminder.
It is.
That our actions have consequences. And those consequences extend beyond this life.
This hideous being torments them with the prospect of hellfire, saying, "Receive the news, he shall descend from the boiling water," 56.93, and arrive in the blazing fire, 56.94.
It's a stark reminder.
It is.
Of the gravity of choosing a path that leads away from Allah and His guidance.
His guidance,
This hadith is incredibly powerful.
It is.
It's a vivid reminder of the fleeting nature of this life.
Of this life,
and the lasting impact.
The lasting impact,
of our actions.
It serves as a powerful wake-up call, urging us to live with awareness and to prioritize that which will benefit us in the eternal realm.
This deep dive has been a truly transformative experience.
Good, I'm glad to hear that.
It's like we've just taken an accelerated course on the importance of living in alignment with Allah's guidance.
And it circles back to the central theme of Surah Al-Jathiyah, which is recognizing the signs of Allah and consciously choosing to follow them.
Speaking of signs, verse 34 appears to be about Allah turning away. From those who disbelieved. It states, "And it shall be said, today we forsake you, as you forgot the meeting of this day of yours, and your abode is the fire, and there are no helpers for you." This verse emphasizes the consequences of neglecting our relationship with Allah and forgetting the day of judgment. It depicts a state of spiritual abandonment.
It does.
Where those who rejected Allah's guidance, they face the consequences of their choices. Alone and helpless.
It's a stark contrast.
It is.
To the beautiful scene we discussed earlier where the friends of Allah are greeted by their good deeds and ushered into paradise.
Precisely. It emphasizes the importance of remembering our purpose.
That purpose,
in this life, and living with awareness. Of our ultimate destination. Our connection with Allah is what sustains us.
It is.
Both in this life and the next.
Okay, what about verse 35?
Yeah.
It seems to address those who mocked Allah's signs and were deceived by the world. Yes, this verse, it calls out those who ridiculed Allah's signs and allowed themselves to be like consumed by worldly distractions. It says, "That is because you took the signs of Allah in mockery, and the life of the world deceived you. So today, neither will they be exiting from it, nor would they be allowed to make amends."
They traded eternal bliss
They did.
for temporary pleasures and are now facing the consequences.
The consequences,
of their short-sightedness.
This highlights the danger of being seduced by the allure of the material world. You know, we need to prioritize what truly matters. Focusing on the eternal rather than the fleeting.
This deep dive has been an incredible journey.
It has.
It's remarkable how much wisdom and insight can be extracted. From a few verses of the Quran.
It's a testament to the Quran's timeless relevance and its power to guide and inspire us.
We've covered a lot of ground.
We have.
And I'm so grateful for your insights.
Of course.
But I want to revisit the concept of the Al-Bayt alayhim salam being the greatest sign.
The greatest sign
of Allah. We've discussed their significance, but I'm still wrestling with the why of it all. What is it about them that makes them such profound signs?
That's a profound question. That merits deep contemplation. The Al-Bayt alayhim salam, they embody the essence of Allah's message. They are living examples of what it means to live a life in complete submission to Allah, reflecting, you know, his attributes of mercy, justice, and wisdom.
So it's not just about lineage or position. It's about their character.
It is.
Their actions, their very being.
Precisely. Their lives are a testament to the transformative power of faith, a beacon of light for humanity.
It's as if they demonstrate through their own lives what is possible when we surrender to Allah's will.
Exactly. They don't just talk about Allah. They show us what it means to genuinely know Him and to live in harmony with His guidance.
That's inspiring.
It is.
It raises another question. How do we as individuals truly recognize and connect with them as signs?
That's the heart of the matter. It requires, you know, going beyond intellectual acknowledgement of their significance. It's about actively engaging with their teachings, studying their lives, and striving to embody their values in our daily lives.
So it's about translating knowledge into action. Integrating their teachings into our spiritual journey.
Precisely. That's where the real magic happens. When we live in alignment with the values embodied by the Al-Bayt alayhim salam, we begin to experience the transformative power of their guidance.
This is all starting to come together. The Quran encourages us to contemplate the signs of Allah. And the Al-Bayt alayhim salam are the greatest of those signs.
The greatest, that's right.
They guide us toward a deeper understanding of Allah's message.
Absolutely.
And a more profound connection with Him.
You've articulated it beautifully.
Thank you.
This deep dive has been about recognizing the interconnectedness of the Quran, the Al-Bayt alayhim salam, and our own spiritual journeys.
Thank you for sharing your wisdom and insights.
You're welcome.
This has been an incredible learning experience.
I'm glad to hear that.
And to our listeners, thank you.
Thank you
for joining us. On this deep dive into Surah Al-Jathiyah.
It's been a pleasure.
We hope it sparked a desire within you. To continue exploring the Quran. And to delve deeper into its timeless guidance.
Absolutely.
May Allah bless you all with understanding and enlightenment.
That's a beautiful way to end it.
Thank you.